G'day, mate. It's the after show. Thank you so much for supporting me, mate. You know, you keep the ads out, and I keep creative control, so I can stand here in my socks and do whatever I want. People have noticed that Frank's house has had upgrades done to it, and it absolutely has. I love that keen eye people have for Frank's smell dungeon. Yeah, she's always lived in the biggest enclosures I could get her. Her last one was a frog vivarium. But this is the first time she's ever had something like this. It's been humongous. And it's actually had its own challenges to go with it. You think just having like this awesome huge vivarium, be like, yeah, cool, it's like a poo palace for Frank, which it is, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot that's gone into it, and yeah, I've made a few mistakes. So it's gotten an update. It's always had the dual hammocks, because that's just Queen Noodle living right there. I mean, that's just the big town business. I like how this one is permanently shaped like that. It's in the shape of Frank's bum forever. No matter how many times I soak it in hot water, it comes out clean and it's shaped like that. The hammocks haven't changed at all. These are Bunnings doormats with like actual rigging attachments with rope, and it literally just goes through, oh dear, it just goes up and through the ceiling itself. It's super simple. Frank weighs about 5 kilos. She's genuinely like a bag of potatoes. So yeah, this is way more durable than it needs to be. I used to have a lot of leaves in each one of these, but I took them out because what was happening was I use carbon fiber infrared lights because they throw their heat downwards. They only heat things that it touches, if that makes sense. It doesn't heat the air. That is heating the hammock directly, basically. What was happening was that no heat was getting to the floor. Basically, these hammocks with leaves and things in it were acting like shields. So all the heat was getting soaked into these and not going any further. So I've gotten rid of it and just left it how it is, and now the heat goes all the way through. It's actually the best thing ever. So if she hops in it, she gets crazy warm sitting so close to it. But then if she lays underneath it, she still gets warmed up. She can hit 30 degrees Celsius on the floor, and temperatures are everything for reptiles. So when you're actually getting a python, I know I've inspired a lot of people to get them, the enclosure is the game. This is the noodle game. Like, and then you put her in there and then like you hope it all goes well. My ignorance was, well, you know, that hammock will get past 40 degrees. And so I thought, well, as long as that's there, she can want it. But then my vet pointed out, on a normal day, she should be able to lie out in the open and warm up. And you know, I denied her that. Uh-oh. Frank's awake. Oh no, I better not open the door where the noodle could get loose. Oh, is this a bad idea or what? Hey Stinky, how are you? You're very awake, Frank. I can see those big crazy pupils. Alrighty, we'll check in with you in a little bit. She's always hidden in a bird box. I've always loved that. They're made out of chipboard, and it turned, like, some people say that that's not a good thing. Not that she's had any issues from it, so upgraded to Tasmanian oak, like hardwood. Frank, you live in like a gourmet shoebox. And basically this is just so she's got way more surface area to be warmed up by her toasty warmy lamp. And what you also got to respect is it's not just warming up for reptiles, it's cooling off. And so while this gives a big flat spot for her to bask on, which she loves, I catch her here all the time, it's also a shield from the light. And so it's way cooler down here. She needs a cool spot. Look, the fresh air vent is right there. So Frank is literally chilling out in here. Whenever she's in here, she's chilling out. Frank, cool. Hey, Frank, you cool? You know what I mean? Frank, all right, we'll go turn in a little bit. I can demonstrate. This has been open for a little bit now, so it's not gonna be as hot. Like 31, that's okay, mate. And we head on down here, and like 24, 25. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. It actually creates more warm spots and cool spots. Genius. And Frank loves her boxes so much, it was like, well, she needs a second one, so this is actually a bigger box. And what this one does is sits underneath her hotspot, and so this is the toasty warm box. Whereas before, I had her box heated with a thing on the floor. I've got rid of that now. This one gets warmer, just passively sitting like this, out of focus. You notice this one's on drumsticks because Frank has this great habit, Frank, it's a really good habit. Hey, you gonna acknowledge me? Alrighty. Where she knocks her water over and soaks everything. And then worse than that, when Frank poos, yeah, like you see a poo. And what people don't realize with snakes is that what goes along with that is like water, right? It's bum water, Frank. A genuine buttload of bum water. It gets everywhere. And so this is literally just to get her house out of the swamp. Some some spare drumsticks I had. You might notice there's not heaps of vegetation. Actually, a lot of it's sitting here because I was cleaning it, man. But then something I realized is, you know, having a bigger enclosure is you really got to clean this thing spotless. You know, it's just got cubbies for germs hiding everywhere. And then, like, you know, Frank's buttload of bum water gets added to this. It's in a hot box, it evaporates and everything's covered in bum water. So I don't want too much vegetation stuff to soak up all the bum water, you know? This place is enough of a jungle gym already, you know, these vines and things and whatnot. And yeah, cleaning once a month, you gotta tear this whole thing down and clean it. It's like, it's a big old escapade. And it's very insulting when, as soon as you put everything back and it's fresh, there's no bum water smell, she just does another one. She does it all the time. It's literally constant. Those of you tuning into the drum stream, this is the Chonk Frank surveillance system. Like, there's a whole slew. And Mrs. Chonk Frank, I've been waiting to disturb you, and it's the perfect time to show you where, like, there are secret Frank cameras. There's this one, right? But there's the bedroom one. Frank, I'm just gonna, how do you feel about this? You're good? That looks anxious. There you go. Oh good, Frank's spun it around. I'm gonna reach in and boop you, Frank, and you're gonna hate it. Yeah, Frank, someone's touching you. Who's doing it? I wonder who, oh, look how sweet you are, Frank. You don't care. You're a good lady. See, there's Frank touching in this blurry, dark, dank hole. Yeah, me and Frank are tight. We make a tight team. We've known each other for years now. Isn't that right, Frank? You didn't look mildly offended. My mate James put these together. Like, what a genius. We add a little veranda for like shade from the heat lamp to keep the area cold. But look, it's got an archway. Right? The sides are actually insulated. The glass has been sealed. It's sealed so well that the cold vent actually pulls air in and exhausts it out the top, meaning that area stays even colder. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into a big vivarium like this. Everything is placed for a purpose. It's not just for looks. Actually, none of this is for looks. All of this is to keep Frank, Chonk, and health and happy. I think that's happiness. That's the face she makes more of the time. This is just a quick doink, mate. This is ages after I filmed the video. I've had dinner, everything, like, all finished. And look who finally leaves her house. I see. Oh. How unsocial of you, Frank. All of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm too, oh, glad this glass is here, mate. Otherwise she'd break straight through and kill me.